One Piece has done irrefutable damage to me. It was so bad, I damn near dropped it and just left One Piece in the dust. Because the Foxy arc is one of the worst things ever shown on screen. It's not because it's super vile or it's super gory or just, it's unwatchable. It's the characters. Every single new character introduced is boring and just lame as fuck. Foxy is a horrible captain and isn't really funny. Ugly as fuck to look at too, which, for Oda really isn't that big of a deal. Like, take Hachimaru, for example. He isn't quite the looker, but he's still like ugly in a fun to look at way. Foxy, on the other hand, literally burns my eyes every time I look at this nigga. That nigga is cuffum levels of ugly, bruh. Second reason, the premise of them coming in contact with the enemy ship is good. Them playing the games is good, in theory. Because it's the Foxy Pirates, everything about that is shit. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Mainly because Foxy, again, horrible captain. Some of the people are interesting, like the big nigga that Zoro and Sanji have to team up to fight. Outside of that, the lady on the crew, their crew is kind of funny, but again, outside of that, it's not fun to watch because most of it is Foxy and that one girl, and then a few other crew members that they try to make cool, which they never are. Swear to God, none of them ever created a reaction for me. Like, I just didn't give a fuck, and I didn't like them on screen at all. And I know this isn't even a hot take, but I just gotta get this shit out, because, like, it is so bad to me that One Piece, people say it was one of the greatest series ever, and I agree with, to some extent. Like, Arlong Park was very good. That shit almost diminished all of the good work that they just did with one arc. One arc. And, bruh, it's not even the fact that the beginning is fine, the premise is fine, the characters themselves are horrible. Just absolute abominations, and I don't know what went wrong, because Foxy's Devil Fruit, pretty cool. Again, premise, very cool. But the characters itself, watching them interact with the Straw Hats, is the worst, like, iteration of anything the Straw Hats has ever done. And in One Piece, it's long as shit. So it was like 20-ish episodes, I want to say, like, of just dumb shit. The only saving grace is the Straw Hats, because the Straw Hats remain strong, like, or not remain strong in physical sense, but strong character-wise throughout the entire thing. Zoro's speech to Chopper, very good, but that's not a part of the arc, I feel like. That's just a part of Zoro and Chopper's relationship. It's not a part of what the Foxy crew forced them to learn or forced them to do. It's just there because Foxy is there in that particular moment. So it's not really up to that crew. Anybody could have procured that sentence or that speech out of Zoro, but just because Foxy was there, we have to allot it to their arc. All around, I think this is quite literally a failure of an arc, because it fails to convey, like, just anything that they did before, especially with Arlong Park. I know every arc isn't going to be like Arlong Park in the sense of, like, oh, we're going to help a main Straw Hat out and, solve a really big issue in their lives. But not all of them have to be basically nothing, because they don't win anything, they don't lose anything. I think the only thing they win is probably like a log. Outside of that, I don't think they do anything. Like, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Outside of that, I'd rate the arc like damn near a 0 out of 10. Saving grace is the Straw Hats, but the Straw Hats are in the series the entire time, so I feel like it's unfair to give something to an arc that never gave anything outside of the Straw Hats being good, which is a precedent set since the first arc.